Tom Loeffler after the press conference and getting 27 questions about who is going to GGG fight next after this Saturday, which must make you a little bit angry because there is still the guy to beat on Saturday at the Forum.
Well, it doesn't make me angry. I mean, the media and the fans are always asking, what's next? But Gennady is 100% focused on Willie Monroe Jr. Abel is focused on him 100%. You can't overlook a guy like that. Gennady has 19 knockouts in a row, but a guy like Willie proposes definitely a completely different style than what Gennady has seen. It's the first southpaw he's fought since Grzegorz Proska in September 2012. Gennady specifically asked for a southpaw in this fight, and Willie Monroe is rated number 2 in the world with the WBA. There's a specific reason for that. He had 4 appearances on ESPN over the last year, and he's got some great wins. He beat Brian Vera much easier than Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. Did in the 2 fights where he fought him. So he brings his own unique skill set to the ring, and it'll be an interesting combination to see if Gennady can cut off the ring and track him down. And I think Gennady cuts off the ring better than any other boxer I've ever seen.
What do you expect from Gennady? We know. What do you expect from Willie Monroe Jr.?
I think you see him using his ring intelligence, his ring IQ, and his boxing skills to outbox Gennady. I don't think he's going to stand in front of him and trade with him because that doesn't go very well for a lot of fighters. So I think he realizes that. There's enough matchups now for Willie to study. Martin Murray went 11 rounds with Gennady, so he'll probably look at that game plan or that blueprint and see how to go rounds with them. And you could easily, I could see him trying to stay on the outside and trying to outpoint Gennady. You saw Floyd did that for 12 rounds against Manny, and he might try to do something similar, except Gennady, like I said, cuts off the ring better than anyone I've seen, and I think that's why, regardless of which style he's in, he's always an exciting fight.
You mentioned Gennady and him tying the great Carlos Monzon.
Right.
When we did this haters interview, so I'm not going to ask you the same questions, but how important is the place in history right now for Gennady, the first part of the question, and where would you put him among the pound-for-pound fighters right now today?
Gennady is not focused on his place in history. That's more my job as the promoter. When you have a record of 14 title defenses, when you tie someone like the great Carlos Monzon, that speaks for itself. Bernard Hopkins has the record at 20 title defenses in the middleweight division. So that's something that I kind of focus on my side, from the promotional side. But I see Gennady as one of the most complete fighters in the sport. He's not only his defense is very underrated. When you see him after fights, even after the Murray fight, which went 11 rounds, he wasn't cut, he wasn't bruised, he wasn't swollen. So his defense is underrated, and I think his offense is it speaks for itself. 19 knockouts in a row. You can't get more, a better offense than that. And I don't think there's anyone at 160 pounds that can go 12 rounds with a guy.
But pound for pound, right now?
Pound for pound. Floyd is universally considered number 1 only because of the big names that he's beaten. He had Ricky Hatton. He just beat Manny. He beat Oscar. The list goes on and on. Who Floyd's beaten. I think Gennady is right there, number 2. Jim Lampley has him at number 2, and the top 3 for sure, because I think Gennady is right now. He's in the prime of his career, and the unique thing with Gennady is the bigger the challenge, the better he responds in the ring. When he had his first fight at Madison Square Garden in the big arena, he responded with a tremendous knockout of Daniel Guillot. When he had Macklin, who was supposed to be his biggest challenge at that time, he responded also with a 3rd round knockout. Rubio was that was his first fight here in California. So whenever we put him on a bigger stage, he always wants to give something extra special to the fans, and that's how he responds in the ring.
Tom Loeffler, after the press conference, the fight week started. Thank you very much.
Great, thank you.